Okay, we're back at the Acropolis entrance. As you can see, it's very dead.
There's
not
nobody,
busy.
and it's around 4:55 right
It's
now.
4:55. Last entrance is at 6, so we have an hour and a half. I think more than an hour and a half.
I think so.
So I think we're
We'll
okay.
still have a lot of time.
We'll still have a lot of time in here to explore. We're just waiting for the Rick Steves Acropolis guide. I don't know if you can see that. We are lucky enough to find Wi-Fi on the spot here, so we're downloading it slowly. So once it clears, we're gonna go through and start the tour. All right, let's hurry up, internet.
So I think our strategy of visiting the other ruins was a good one because I guess because it's low season, there really isn't many people. So yeah, so we were able to visit all the other ruins that were part of our package.
And they weren't busy.
And the good thing is we visited them early because some of them are already starting to close. So that was a good strategy on our part. And now the Acropolis barely has a lineup, and if you look up at the top, you don't really see that big crowd that we saw earlier this morning. So I think it's gonna be a good visit.
Yeah, I think all the tour buses are gone. They always go in the morning. That's why it's probably busy.
Yeah. So I think it depends on where you're going, but for no. There's people here who try and give you flowers to put in your hair, or they try and give you these friendship bracelets to wrap around your wrist. It's a scam. So if you see that when you're traveling, not only in Greece, but I think it's in like Spain, Barcelona, just say no, and be very
firm no.
Be very firm.
And walk away.
You don't want any of them to touch you or give you anything, and just walk away because they're gonna put it on you, and then they're gonna ask you for money. We ain't about that. So as I was saying before we were interrupted, what was I saying? Oh yeah.
My arm's getting tired.
Sorry. As I was saying, I think a good tip is not to line up early for things, because that's when everybody goes, but to go later in the day, just before it's closing, like an hour or two before it closes. It's worked for us so far in low season, like in France. Well, no, we didn't do that in France. In Versailles, when we came out, it was 3 o'clock. They closed at 5, and there was like no lineup. So that was true for that. Acropolis, there's not much of a lineup now, and it's like 1 hour before closing. So I think for some places it actually works. Catacombs, it didn't apply. They were just busy up until the end.
Yep.
Yeah, so maybe try that strategy out, is to come 2 hours before it closes and see if the lineup is still long. Probably it won't be.
But I think if a attraction has a really early opening, I think going really early works too.
Yeah. We haven't managed to do that.
No, because I don't wake up. I can't wake up.
I can wake up.
Yep. I'm like the guards, the leg thing. That's me, because I get annoyed that I have to wake up.
Gets annoyed when I try to wake him up.
But yeah, hopefully it's almost done, and then we're gonna start our tour.
I think it's done.
The Acropolis.
Oh, look at that.
Even in this age of superlatives, it's hard to overstate
All right, it works.
Thanks, free Wi-Fi.
of the Acropolis.
All right, let's go start
Now we
our
have a tour. Okay.
Let's go.
Let's go. Hi. Oh, we just stand up?
Sir, is this a microphone?
Microphone, yes.
You have to
Remove it. Apparently microphones aren't allowed, so we're going with the
volume. I mean, the sound quality might be pretty bad, and it might be really windy because we don't have the dead cat.
dead cat.
Odeon behind me is the Odeon of Herodes Atticus, and it actually is still used for concerts today, and it can fit about 5,000 people. actually walk through the Acropolis and look at all the different sites without having a ton of people in our way. It's awesome. And I think it's what, like 5 something?
5:50.
5, yeah, it's 5:52. So come later in the day. It's amazing.
All the white patches are actually recently done. They're there to repair it and will actually turn that same color eventually.
To the same cream color of the original stones.
Yeah. So can't imagine what it was back then when it was all like marble white. Must have been.
Apparently, was it 10 years, I think, that it took to actually build this?
Yeah.
And they have been restoring the Parthenon since 1984. And the reason why it's taking so long is because they have to catalog every single piece of the ruins that they find. So all of these pieces here have to be cataloged, and then they also have to catalog other pieces that are found in museums all around the world, such as in England, the Louvre in France. It's a catalog all of that, and then they start doing their restoration work. So that's why it's been taking such a long time. It's taken them longer to restore it than it did to actually build it.
Cool. We're getting kicked up now.
Yep,
Oh.
it's
6:30.
30.
Oh well.
It's kind of weird. They accept people in. Last entry is 6 o'clock. How do you expect somebody to go through this in like 20 minutes? Now there's a band. There's a band. Maybe that's why.
They have a concert.
Concert or something. I don't know. They're kicking all of us out.
Look at the lighting. We got kicked out of the Acropolis. Well, not kicked out, it was just closed, but we wish we stayed longer. We didn't really finish the Rick Steves tour. We got like 3/4 in,
Yeah.
and we just finished the last quarter here sitting down where we are.
On a bench.
We're on a bench just outside of the exit.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
I don't know if they close early, like they closed around 6:20, or they started kicking us out at 6:20. I think there's some kind of band concert, and we saw the National Guards come in on a big tour bus. So I'm thinking that there's some kind of event happening tonight, and so
Well,
then
you
they
won't know.
closed it a little bit early.
yeah.
But yeah, we're kind of disappointed we didn't get to do the full Rick Steves tour at our own pace, because we're almost there. We're almost done.
It's our last day today, so we can't go back.
Yeah,
So it is what it is. We still enjoyed it. It was a nice view.
yeah. So if you are coming to Athens and coming to see the Acropolis, give yourself enough time.
At least 2 hours.
I think 2 hours is good. And download the Rick Steves app and download his tour of the Acropolis.
It was
It
very
really
good.
gives you a good idea of what you're looking at. You get a really good understanding of the history, of the monuments. So it's very helpful. Highly recommend it.
Yep. Also, I realized that we didn't tell you why we were sketched out by Athens yesterday. Well, on when we arrived here, going on the metro, on the second last stop before I had to get off, I felt tugging in my sweater. And I was like, "What the heck is that?" And there's a guy really close to me with a jacket. He's just holding a jacket, like covering the area. I'm like, I think I'm getting pickpocketed. So after that, either I pulled away and he realized that I noticed, and I just got really sketched out by the area. So we left, and the guy was still on the metro. So I don't really know if he was pickpocketing or just, I don't know.
I think if your instinct tells you something, your instinct is right.
So when we got home, we researched more things, and we started using our actual security things.
Well, we've always used our,
we've always,
we have a pack safe, 2 pack safe bags. I've got a purse and a backpack, and they lock. The zippers lock up. But we researched some more information on pickpockets and kind of where they lurk, how to kind of gauge who may be a pickpocketer, and just ways that you can stay safe. And so we got really paranoid about that.
We got really paranoid. I stopped putting things in my pocket, like my wallet and my phone. I put garbage in there just so if somebody does come up, they'll get a toilet paper roll.
Actually really does have a toilet paper roll.
It looks like a wallet. Look, see?
There's like some bulk in it.
So,
keep your bag, your purse. If you have a purse, keep it always in front of you. Hold it as you're walking through. Especially the metros, I think, are highly
It's
targeted.
the metros.
Pickpockets will lurk around the staircases, the escalators, and the entrances into the actual trains. So those are the key areas to be aware of.
So we're a little bit cautious here in Athens. I don't put any footage from the metro because that's the highly vulnerable place.
Yeah, and we're just gonna target ourselves.
Yeah, we don't even take out the phone. We just know where we're going, and then we leave. So
and one other thing that we do to keep ourselves safe is if one of us has to look at the phone for directions, or if we're trying to pull money out of our bag for our wallet, the other person is on the lookout, just kind of scanning the area, making sure nobody comes close to us. That looks kind of shady. It's just we always look out for each other, kind of like Brinks. The Brinks security guards, we're basically acting like Brinks security guards. One guy's doing the work, the other guy's just making sure nobody's coming around that looks shady. And I think that's a really good tip to stay safe if you have 2 or more people, is always designate someone to watch out for you.
Oh, no, the guard is done. So it's our last night here in Athens. Tomorrow we head to Mykonos very early in the morning, so I think we're gonna go head home now after we eat dinner and pack up. We wish we had one more day because of the strike, but what can you do?
We still saw a lot of stuff.
We still saw a lot of
and
stuff.
we got to go up to the Acropolis, so that was pretty good.
So we'll see you in Mykonos tomorrow.
We're gonna be on a ferry.
We're gonna go on a ferry. Okay. Bye.
This Odeon is the Odeon of Herodes Atticus. Is that right?
Yeah.
Oh wait.